He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. I wake up and count my blessings. The good Lord has shown up, kept me. Could have been gone a long time ago, but he spared me, there's no question. And he saved me from myself, even from the hands of death. When I felt that I had nothing left and it lost, he was right there, that's myself. Yeah, he ordered my steps and I bounce right back like a ball. Now I'm feeling like I'm 10 feet tall. Feel like I'm Daniel when the lines get, but I'm chilling cause God has control of it all. Even my flaws, he keep it from loving me, showing his favor and grace. I don't want to be without him, never want to doubt him, no, not ever let go of my faith. I owe him my heart in the praise. I can remember the day when I was caught up in my ways, feeling like everybody ever kissed me and nothing's gonna ever change, man. But once I accepted the presence, the Son of the Most High God, it's like I feel the burden lift, and the struggle gotta live me less hard. He didn't have to do it, he didn't have to do it, but he chose to use me, he made me a new me. He set me straight, he seen me on my stage. I glorify his name is so great. My Abba Yahweh, Jehovah Asada, you reign. My Father in heaven, your power and presence just touched me and now I'm saved. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. Out for us, so in him I trust, glorify his name, still it ain't enough, gotta give him all, cause he got my back, ever since I met him, I don't see no lag, I learned how to fight the problem with a statement, all I gotta do is say his name, receive it in my heart, move it, keep the faith, and everything is gonna start to change, that's the way to say it works, with the favor comes the perks, he can wipe away the dirt, but you gotta put him first, he's the reason I can make it through the day when the enemy is throwing rocks, I just open up the word and meditate, and hit him back with multiple shots, it's all because of what he did. He atoned for all my sins. I'm so glad I let him in. All I ever do was win. I can't imagine my life without him. What would I be if I hadn't found him? I'm glad that he was waiting on me, being patient for me, even when I was down him. He never gave up on my sin, sick soul. He sent the best to me, that made me whole. Purify me, that can't be controlled. I'm here to spread the gospel all across the globe. He blessing me is 100-fold. He give me spirit when I face my foes. What I did to get up in his grace, man, I will never, ever, ever know. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. I wake up and count my blessings. The good Lord has shown up, kept me. Could have been gone a long time ago, but he spared me, there's no question. And he saved me from myself, even from the hands of death. When I felt that I had nothing left and it lost, he was right there, that's myself. Yeah, he ordered my steps and I bounce right back like a ball. Now I'm feeling like I'm 10 feet tall. Feel like I'm Daniel when the lines get, but I'm chilling cause God has control of it all. Even my flaws, he keep it from loving me, showing his favor and grace. I don't want to be without him, never want to doubt him, no, not ever let go of my faith. I owe him my heart in the praise. I can remember the day when I was caught up in my ways, feeling like everybody ever kissed me and nothing's gonna ever change, man. But once I accepted the presence, the Son of the Most High God, it's like I feel the burden lift, and the struggle gotta live me less hard. He didn't have to do it, he didn't have to chew it, but he chose to use me. He made me a new me. He set me straight, he see me on my stage. I glorify him, his name is so great. My Abba Yahweh, Jehovah Asada, you reign. My Father in heaven, your power and presence just touched me, and now I'm saved. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He's my rose, he's my rock. 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 Who woke you up this morning with a roof up over your head? That's my rose. Who provides the source of your income, give you that bread? That's my rose. Remember when you didn't have a thing, you was out there lost? That's my rose. Then you received double, he increased you like a bounce. That's my rose. Hey, that's my rock, my guns.
Am I really? Not just playing. Hello and welcome to In My Own Words with your host, Kimberly, ImReal. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, fantastic, and blessed morning. I do apologize for being several minutes late, but what the devil thought he was going to do, he is not allowed here to do that. So anyway, if you know me, you know how I am. I got a late call this morning to assist someone with getting to the airport, and I did not want to say no, so therefore I immediately got off work at my assigned time and took a detour to help someone get to where they needed to be and also make it here to my show. Was not going to cancel it, although of course the enemy said, why don't you just cancel it, it's okay, you know, you'll be all right, do it next week. But I said no, I was going to push forward anyway. And then also I have a call-in, and we just realized that our times are different. We realized that this morning. So whereas she was supposed to be on now at 10, she won't be on until 10:30, but that's okay. We're still going to move forward. I had somewhat of a busy weekend, always busy doing stuff with the kids. I don't always advertise the things that we do, but I was with my kids this weekend as well as I had my event on Saturday, and I would like to thank everyone that came out to the event, which Chef Eric and I had sip and chat at the Double V, a lovely event hall, which those that came out, they did enjoy themselves, and we are going to do it again. The topic was relationships in the now, and a huge thank you to Team Hustle. They did, some of them came out, although we did have some cancellations at the last minute, but life happens. We all have when life happens situations, so I really and truly understand. Much love to those that had it in mind to come, and due to the game and the weather and whatever other reasons you were unable to come, in illness. Trust me, I do thank you anyway for putting it in your plan for that day to try to attend my event. As I always say, I take nothing for granted. What I'm going to speak on today briefly until she calls in, or maybe it may take the whole show, is who are you pleasing? And what made me decide, and if you see that I'm a little bit more relaxed, or I tend to sit back in my chair, I'm wanting people to feel comfortable with more with themselves. Even when you're doing a show or you're doing a live, you want to be professional, but at the same time, you want to be comfortable. And a lot of times, when I do my show at my house, I don't glam up. I guess is the word I can use. I don't glam up to do my show at my house. If I'm just sitting around my house, I'm talking to my kids, I just walked in the door from picking one up from practice, why am I going to glam up all the time to do a live? That's not me. Anybody that knows me know I don't wear makeup all the time. I go to work just to do what I do. You know, some people go to work on the job that I'm on now all made up, and that's fine. Much respect and love to them. But to move cars, I'm not going to go all glammed up to move some cars, and then sometimes we're in the rain. Now, if I was still selling clothes, a retail manager, or at the truck stop managing that, or even doing home health, then that's a difference. But sometimes, because I feel like the people, before you can get glammed up and feel comfortable with being glammed up for whoever you're glamming yourself up for, you need to first feel comfortable with yourself in your own private setting. And you know that people have said, oh, when you can't be a diva if you go out the house and you're not all made up and somebody see you in Walmart. Well, who came up with that? You're not a diva if you go into Walmart, Kroger, or the mall with pajamas on. I don't know who started that trend, but that's not something that I'm wanting to be a part of. I'm not going into Walmart or anywhere with some night clothes on, brand new or not, unless it's a sleepover. I'm going straight from my house to the sleepover. I'm not going into Walmart, Kroger, shopping mall with pajamas on. I don't care if you have on lugs, hugs, mugs. That's just not what I'm going to do. But as I said, I was going to speak on who are you pleasing. And where I get that from is this past Saturday after my event, we went to J.R. Crookett's on Main Street in College Park. We had a good time. And I was at work on yesterday, and a gentleman said to me he was ready for my trial sermon. And I said, you keep asking about a trial sermon. I don't know where that come from. When it comes, it comes. He was like, well, you're going to have to stop doing certain things. Who's going to have to stop doing certain things? Who said I would have to stop doing certain things? I feel like right now I'm in my processing season to get to where God wants me to get. And I know what I need to shape up and what I need to do without. And I'm already in the process of doing those things. Now, me going out to enjoy myself, or anybody else for that matter that's going out to enjoy themselves at a restaurant, sports bar, whichever one you like to call it, and because there is a DJ present and he is playing music, does not mean I am entertaining. I'm not in a club setting. But if I was in a club setting, that's not something that I do all the time. People are so quick to tell you what you can't do because you say you have a ministry, or you say you have a calling. So you want me to sit behind closed doors and sip on my wine, and then you just happen to walk up on me and I'm out at J.R. Crooked eating some wings, and I happen to have a glass by me, and then what you're going to say, oh, I'm not real, I'm being fake. That's why people are the way they are now. They hide behind closed doors, and then when they get out in the open, they're what we call exposed. You can't expose me. I'm good with myself. I'm good with my whole heart. So therefore, you cannot expose me. I am not trying to be a people pleaser. I'm going to please God, because at the end of the day, that's who knows my heart. That's who sees every little thing I do, even when I do something that is unpleasing. Even when I say something unpleasing, he sees it. Even if I think it, even if we think it, you don't know what I'm thinking, but he knows what I'm thinking. So, why are we why are we still so caught up on what they say? That is just what they say, they're sayers. We have to get out of that. I'm not going to lower myself. I'm not going to lessen my worth because someone feels like I'm not doing what they feel I should be doing, or I'm doing what they feel I should not be doing. That does not mean I don't have a whole heart. That means I am living my life my way. Just as this show is, the station is 108 Praise Radio, Voice in the Gospel. And I have started doing a hashtag that says, my gospel, preaching my gospel, giving my gospel my way. And that's just what it is. Someone asked me yesterday when I mentioned about writing a book, and they asked me, was it going to be biblical, spiritual? And I said, no. And why would you ask? And they said, because a lot of people are trying to rewrite the Bible their way, and we already have Bibles. And that is so true. And so that goes the same with everybody's trying to live your life instead of you living your life. And then you live here and you will not live your best life. Or I like it better, the song that one of the Campbell sisters have out, living your blessed life. God knows your heart. God knows what you're going to do. He knows how you're going to do it. He knows when you're going to do it. He knows who's going to watch you, who's going to catch on to you, who's going to follow you, who's going to fall away from you, who's going to love you, who's going to hate you, who's going to like you but dislike your ways. He knows all of that. And in me saying that, he knows that because he planned it. You didn't plan your life. He planned it. So who are you pleasing in this life that he planned, regardless to what you may feel you're doing? It was already written in his book. You're just living it. He just wants to see your process and how you're going to carry yourself and be all of what he wants you to be. It was a situation to where I can't think of, let's speak on, and this is not a big situation, but I did want to bring this up. Let's talk about Cardi B and Offset. I heard that they're no longer together. Everybody want to give their point of view of why they're not together. Social media has something to do with it. This young lady, she's living her life. She knows what's best for her. She knows what's good for her. Who knows why they're going through what they're going through. But people are saying, well, they need to stay together for this. They need to stay together for that. Who would she be pleasing by doing that? So many times we, like in divorces, people stay together for their kids. And I've said this before on the show, but who are we really pleasing? We're pleasing the kids, what we think we're doing, because if they really see us, and if we're having these moments, arguments in front of them, then we are not doing good. We're not pleasing them. So the one thing I want people to understand and ask yourself, who are you pleasing? When you're on the job and you're doing something and you know it's not in the policy, but you're doing it just to say, okay, I can do it the better way, the quick way here. Who are you pleasing? As simple as it may seem to you, but it's still wrong. For those that like to point the fingers and say what someone shouldn't do, a minister shouldn't drink. The other day I used the B word in my live post. I know I'm about to mentor some young ladies. I know that I'm helping the homeless. Do I use that word on my live feeds all the time? No, that was the first time. So I feel like if someone is going to knock me and unfollow me and unfriend me due to that one time, and the way I used it was to show my growth, then that's totally 100% up to you. If that's what you choose to do, I can't stop you from doing what you do. But at the same time, I'm not going to change me to better you. I'm going to change myself to better myself. And I was speaking with someone this morning about a friend that has everything that they could possibly ask for, but they don't have the main ingredients, some of the main ingredients to life. The first main ingredient is of course, knowing who your Savior is and knowing yourself. But at the same time, if you don't have the confidence, if you don't have the self-esteem, if you don't have the love for yourself, then you're still living somewhat in misery. And you're more so trying to please others and buy others and pulling away from those that are really trying to help you and show you what can help you grow. But you're still trying to do this and that, and you're not pleasing yourself. You know, we can want something, but we can also try to get it in the wrong way. And before we can find out what we need to do to get it, we first have to look at ourselves and make a list. What are my good points over here? What are my bad points over here? How can I improve and have least amount of numbers of my bad versus all of my good? We need to start with that. But you can't start with that if your life is around pleasing others instead of pleasing yourself. And when you're pleasing others, you're not pleasing the right man. You're pleasing the wrong man. And so that's something that we need to look at. We're getting ready to go into 2019. And it's a lot of people that started 2018 they're going to start 2019 the same way. And the reason is because you're not taking the time to really look at yourself and look at what you need to do for yourself and to better yourself. People are posting on Facebook, elevation requires separation. If you don't know the meaning of it, why are you posting it? You can't post that elevation requires separation, but you're still mixing and mingling with the same people. You're still trying to make sure you get to each and everything that certain individuals are having. You can't get the fullness of where you need to go and what's in your plan if you're not actually separating yourself from people. And it goes back to you're still trying to please others. We've been, myself and some guests of mine, we've been talking about depression. That's a part of depression. When it's like you don't know which way you're going. You don't know if you're coming or going. All you know is you're out here and you're trying to please someone because you think that's what you need to do. Or as I said before, you're hiding behind your depression when you know it's not good for you. This morning, for whatever reason, my spirit changed, and I started to take a picture when I was on my way and post a picture saying, my mood is not good, but I'm pressing forward anyway. But then I didn't want to put that negative out there in the atmosphere. Excuse me. I didn't want to put that negativity on my page for even to be seen and sit there to say that my mood was not of its best at that moment or this morning. What I did was I started thinking about what I said on my live feed. If it starts to entertain me, once it starts to entertain me, I quickly go into something else. Quickly go into another train of thought, something that's going to uplift my spirits. I had on Ricky Smiley, and I was listening to them. They made me laugh, but although they made me laugh, I knew what I needed, so I switched over to 102.5 Praise to help change my mindset. So therefore, if you are having a moment and you want to change the way you're feeling, you can't stay in that same surrounding. You have to do something to change that surrounding at that moment. So therefore, it will help you get back to a positive state of mind. I posted, and I'm going to try to remember because I don't have my phone right here beside me, but I posted, what good is your joy without peace? What good is peace without the mind? What good is a heart with no love? All those things go together. In order to have your joy, you got to have peace. In order to have peace, you got to have a peace of mind. In order to have your mind, you got to have a peace mind. And what good is the heartbeat if you're not living? What good is the heart and you're not loving? And all that goes together with who are you pleasing? Because before you can please and love and get the joy, you have to get it from within. Everything starts from within. That's why my feeling, I can't talk about nobody else, but that's why I feel like we have the word soul. Everything has to come from within. Everything, your soul has to feel right. That's why when people die, we say, I know their soul was right with God. Or we'll say, I've said, if something was to happen to me right now, my soul is right with God. So how can my soul be right with loving you if my soul is not right within? How can my peace be all right within my mind if I don't have peace within my soul? So, and I had to learn this. This didn't happen overnight. I had to learn that I was saying things sometimes that wasn't really true. I was still off. And so now that I know, and now that I'm really paying attention to my walk, and I'm paying attention to what I say and how I try to help others, I have to make sure I'm clear on it first. And by me, saying that I'm okay with walking this road alone, that doesn't mean that I don't want to entertain people. That doesn't mean I don't want to be around people. That's not what that means. What that means is that I am good with myself. I am good with my soul, and whatever I have to endure, I can endure it even if I have to do it by myself. I've embraced that, and I've used that word several times before, embrace. We have to learn how to embrace things, embrace the past, embrace relationships, embrace situations on the job, embrace that people don't care for you, that don't even know you, embrace that you have haters. Embrace it and just find a way to build yourself up. When you get up in the morning, I do believe it, as others have said, if you get up in the morning with a negative attitude, or you get up in the morning and you just don't feel good and you just don't even try to change it, you just get up, go wash your face, take your shower, put your clothes on, walk out the door, it's going to stay like that. If you don't try to meditate, or if you don't try to listen to something to lift your spirits, or if you don't try to put positive thoughts in your head, in your mind, to register and reach down into your soul, then your day is going to be like that. So, that's just a quick little bit of what I wanted to speak on. I wanted to do this at the beginning of the show, but I also would like to say congratulations first to 108 Praise Radio. We received this award on Friday I think I'm holding it up high enough, but we received this ATL's Hottest Awards for the hottest inspirational show on their online radio. And so I feel good about that because, once again, I'm on a winning team. This is my winning season, however you wish to look at it. I'm still winning. And then after that, I would like to say congratulations to the new Status Network, which used to be Instinct Radio. And so I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the way they added up and where it came from, some of it, because it hasn't been a whole year, I could be wrong. But I'm just thinking that that's everybody that was there and then there now. But anyway, to the people that I know and I entertained them and went to their show, congratulations to Jack and everyone over at Status Network. That was a winning team that I was a part of as well. So I just wanted to add that to it as well. But one of the things I want to mention again, speak of, is Thanksgiving is gone and Christmas is 3 weeks away as of yesterday. And there's a angel gift giving away, I believe it is, on one of the radio stations. And I mentioned it before. Do something different that you haven't done before. If you're like myself and you have given to someone, give to a total stranger this time. If you've given to someone that you know, give to a total stranger this time. It doesn't always have to be the big things. Everybody's so caught up on they have to give big things, and it has to, give them from the heart. It doesn't always have to be something big. There's a homeless person that is over off of MLK and Westlake, and I see him every night when I'm going to work. And I said this morning, I'm going to go and get a blanket and give to him. He sleeps right up on that bridge in his jacket. He sits right there. He eats his food. And so I'm going to go and get a blanket for him. And I'm also going to give him one of the hats that I did receive on this past Saturday. I just can't say it enough. You know, if everybody took $1 and gave it to a friend, just did something every day for a month, put that dollar to the side, you'll have $31 by the end of the month. You can take that $31 and go somewhere and get something and bless a homeless person with. It doesn't have to be a lot. Do it. You know, I'll say I challenge you to start. I would say I challenge you to do that. Start in January. I see you, Courtney. I'll be just a second. And put $1 aside. And then in February, go to Walmart. You can get a blanket. You can get socks. You can get just get a little gift bag. And that little gift bag will make the difference for someone else. We don't have to wait till the Salvation Army is ringing the bells at the door to please somebody, to bless somebody. We can do the small things right now to help please somebody. And you never know where your blessings will come. You never know how your blessings will come. So that's just something I want to throw out there to you in this holiday season. It's just very important that we remember those that have no one to remember them. And we don't want to go back to judging the fact that some of these people don't have to be on the street, but they are on the street. Well, we can't go through each and every one to find out who is really true and who is really not true. If we're doing it from the heart, we're doing it to bless someone. That's the key. We're blessing someone in this season. And remember, as I said before, that it could be me. You never know. It could be me. Could be you. Could be someone in your family. So let's just, try to be a blessing. And for those, this was a conversation that I was going to bring up closer to Christmas. But when you have to go and visit a family member, an in-law, keep in mind that I wouldn't go to an uncomfortable place to try to make it comfortable. Sometimes that makes the situation worse. If that made sense, I'll say it again. Don't go to an uncomfortable place to try to make it comfortable. Because sometimes what that does is that causes problems in the home once you return back to your place of comfort. So just be mindful and try to keep as much confusion down in your house and in your love for one another as possible. And let's end this year out, as they say, with a bang. Now is the time to really think about all of what 2018 brought you, whether it brought you your hardship, why did it bring you hardship? Was it something you did, or was it something you allowed others to do to you? If it was a relationship that didn't work, what happened? Be ready to go into 2019 with the mindset and the attitude and the joy and the peace of understanding that, what didn't happen in 2018 can happen for me in 2019. But it's all about pleasing self and pleasing God and not pleasing man, because man will disappoint you. At some point, man will disappoint you. And so I just feel like if we go ahead and start now thinking about how can we make a difference in our lives for 2019, then we can think about how we can make a difference in someone else's life, because we come first. Outside of God and trusting his will and his way for us, we come first. We can't make a difference to anyone else until we make a difference within ourselves. Courtney, I do apologize at the moment. As soon as I can, I'll get to you. If not, we'll have to do it next week, but I do apologize. Thank you to those of you that are tuned in. I do appreciate it. today, as I said earlier, I had a call-in guest, and we got our times mixed up. So I did not want to cancel my show. And as I always say, I hope there's something that I said today that registers to you. Um, I'll try not to ever come to you with something that I haven't experienced or I've thought long and hard about. Like, it's just, so many people, I keep being told that there are people that I don't even know that are watching me, people that I don't even know that are inspired by what I say and what I do. And because of the fact that I don't hide anything, I don't try to make it seem like I'm this perfect person just because some of my pictures, not all of my pictures are perfect, I know that, but because of some of the pictures that they look at look like everything is perfect within me. Everything is not perfect within me. Everything will never be perfect within me, but I am perfectly good with myself. And so that's where my perfect come in. I am so good with myself right now with knowing who I am, whose I am, and where I'm headed. And I know it's not in my timing, but I know it's every bit of his timing. And for all of those that I have come in contact, I thank you. And I am looking so forward to doing great and wonderful things with you in 2019. I'm just resting out 2018, putting ABC together and 1, 2, 3 and crossing it out as we go. And so I'm just hoping that everyone will keep in mind what I said. Be ready that you make a difference for you in 2019, not for anyone else. Make the difference for you, because if you make the difference for yourself, then of course you're making a difference for someone else. That's the important part. But Courtney, what you can comment on the screen because I'm looking at it. What I wanted to have Courtney on today for was to talk about, first of all, how she and I came together as sisters, and then her praise report of what she has been through and how God has blessed her. You never know the reason why you come in contact with someone. They say they're either a blessing or a lesson. Well, I feel in this case with Courtney, she has been both for me. The lesson part is just as amazing as the blessing part. And so I know it may seem like I'm over here and I'm over there and I'm over here and I'm over there today. I'm just wanting to make sure while I have this hour, this 45 minutes with myself and no guests, that I really, really put out the points that I want you to understand, and that you can go back and look at this before or share it with someone else before 2019 gets here, that it'll put some things in their head and make them think about where's their joy. Did they lose their peace in the process of almost losing their mind? Did they lose their love because they didn't know how to love themselves, but they tried to love someone harder and more, and then the rejection came because you don't know how to love someone else without loving yourself. So that's what I decided to do with this show today. As I've said before, I will have guests on my show at times, and there will be some times where I just try to give you my word, in my own words by myself. So hopefully something registered to you and it made you think. Some people, like I said, it's Christmas 2-3 weeks from now, and I'm pretty sure some people have said, okay, well, I'm getting ready to have to go to my in-laws' house, and I don't get along with that sister, or I don't get along with that brother, or I don't get along with that mother, but I'm going to go and make the best of it. But is the best of it going to be what's best for you once you come back home? See, we don't think about the after effect. We think about that moment of, okay, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do this, and I know I'm not going to be comfortable. And, a lot of times it's written all over our face. So we go to an uncomfortable situation hoping that we can make it comfortable. And then we get back to the place of comfort. We're all over the place. Not saying that happens all the time, but I know it happens. I've been there, and I stopped doing that. So you know, we just have to be mindful of what we do when we're trying to please others instead of pleasing ourselves first. I just can't say that enough. Um, Next, let me tell you right quick. I'll give you a lineup of maybe a couple of people that I'm having, but I have I can't think of his name, and I do apologize, and I don't have my phone. But next month I will have a ex-gang member on my show that will talk about his transition, and he was on the TV show Gang Lord, and he's going to talk about how he went through what he experienced and then how it changed. And he's now in the ministry of trying to help people and help young men, of course, and others know that you can change and you can make a difference as you're changing. But the thing of it is, before you can make a difference in anyone else, you have to make that difference in yourself. I will also have a gentleman on here that has several books out, and one of the titles of the book is "I Am My Own Dad," and his name is Paul Posey. And I spoke with him briefly on yesterday, and just to see and read the title of that book made me say, okay, I gotta have him because my son is experiencing that same thing. So, excuse me, Courtney, we had a call in. Wait, no. Okay. And so it's going to be some exciting guests that I have lined up for next month. And if no one else is excited, I'm excited because I get to hear someone else's story and my son. So give me just a second, and we're going to bring Courtney in. Good morning, Courtney.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning.
Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear me okay? I can hear her. I was wondering if she could hear me.
Oh, okay, I can now. So I do apologize that we got the times. I didn't even think about the time difference, so I do apologize for that. Are you with me, Courtney?
Hold on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You phased me now.
Okay, I said I apologize that we got the times mixed up. I didn't even think about it this morning about the time difference.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got everything worked out now.
Okay, but I wanted to have you on because we've been talking and you've called into the show before, but you said something the other day that just took me to a place that I don't even know the word for it, to be honest with you, but it went somewhere. Um, and I don't want to get, and I do apologize, I don't want to get too deep into it because I want to save it for another show so that we can talk longer about it because my show is going to end in about 9 minutes. But I'll tell you I just mentioned your name as I was speaking, and I said, people come into your life and they say they're a blessing or a blessing, but in your case, you're both. You're a blessing because you encourage me, you inspire me with what you've been through and how you handled it. Now, how you handled it behind closed doors, I don't know. But I do know there were times that you may have spoken of how you felt on Facebook, but you still encouraged others. You still made us feel like there was life still worth living, even in ourselves. And so that was a blessing. And the blessing part of it is just never give up. Never give up, because you said that you had. I'll let you say it. What did you tell me about your cancer?
Please forgive me, but I hear you, but I can barely hear you.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Courtney?
Yes.
Okay, what I had said was I'll let you. You said something the other day that took me somewhere, and I don't even have the word for it. When you said you thought you were, I'm gonna use another word, but I want you to. I'm just gonna give you part of the sentence, but I want you to say it if you can remember how you told it to me. But you said you thought when you got the report that you were cancer free, you had already thought you were going to leave here. You remember that conversation?
Right.
Okay, so give me that sentence all over again.
Okay. The conversation we would have, I mentioned I was at a place in my life where once you get diagnosed with something terminal, which I did, which was stomach cancer, every day of my life I start preparing for death, which I had even, like I said, I got my obituary wrote out. I'm kind of looking at my children different, you know, because I'm in my mind time is winding down. So I'm really valuing things that I didn't value before. Mm-hmm. And I was at a place before the 30-day challenge, praying for someone that once I got the news that God healed me of cancer. Now, mind you, without treatment, without medicine, without a team of doctors, I walked away from anything dealing with cancer. And out of nowhere, the cancer, I was healed from the cancer.
Wait a minute. Hold
and
on.
I was at a place, even though that should have been the best news of my life, my mind was still on death. So I didn't know. I was telling you that it should have been a moment of overwhelming joy, but it actually kind of put me in a gray area in life because I didn't know how to pick up the pieces to live again, because everything about me was dying out. And I told you that I didn't know at that point if I should go forward, backwards, left, or right. I was in a very confused state with my new beginning.
Right.
And out of nowhere, pondering over it and praying about it, I reached out to my friend, and I was just telling her that I felt like I was at a standstill. I didn't have my passion. I didn't have passion for my vision or things that I wanted to do because, again, everything about me was expiring. And for me to know someone like you took me on as a stranger in the 30-day prayer challenge, and you actually chose me to pray for, I was giving you a praise report on. I didn't know where it came from, but God began to wake things up in me. My writing, my visions, my projects, every passion that I had that died out, everything began to wake up, and I didn't know where it had come from until you and I had the conversation that you actually went before God on my behalf, not even knowing where I was in my own life. So what was life-changing for me, because maybe you woke up and just threw that out there, but I wanted you to know how valuable that it was that you even challenged us to take on a whole soul and pray for them for 30 days. It changed my life. It got me in a new direction, and you just confirmed that if we connect even as strangers and not just take Facebook as a mediocre place or, you know, that messy place, but I was wanting you to know how valuable you were, and I mentioned to you, you are what's needed in the present. You are what we need now, because a lot of people are not challenging. We may challenge each other who can drink the best drink. We may challenge each other to save $5 a month. We got all these different challenges, but you put one out so powerful, and that was to take 30 days out and not even worry about you, but take on somebody else. And like I say, it will forever be life-changing for me because God answered that for you. And he also brought in what I needed. I got a whirlwind of anointing, a fresh anointing. And that was just simply, I wanted to give you the honor just for thinking about me. Because like I say, we living in a day, and I think that's most detrimental to our lives. We just don't have compassion one to another.
We don't. We really don't. We're still too busy trying to compete, and that's the sad thing about it. And like you said, first of all, I'll say it again. I appreciate, everything that you have said to me and how I have helped and encouraged you. I try my best. That's all I can say. Is I try my best, and so Facebook is what you make it. It's just like a friendship. It's what you make it. And that's why I do not put negative stuff on my page. Whether I'm speaking to children, adults, having my speaking engagements, I promised I would not put anything else negative on my page if I could help it. So that's just not what I want on my page. I don't know who looks at my page. I don't worry about who looks at my page. What I'm doing, I'm trying to do it for the better of me, and therefore bettering me can help better somebody else. So I appreciate each and every kind word, encouraging word that you have given to me. And it seems like whenever it's needed, you always are there to deliver it to me, to be honest with you.
Thank you. See, I know I'm stuttering. I'm excited because I just think when you wake up in the morning, from your children to your coworkers to anybody, one thing that I admire about you, and this just an add-on, is I always kind of like see a lot of me in you. And one thing that I told you personally is you're not a person that can be conditioned. You know who you are, walk strong in your purpose. You're not confused about the things. And that's the energy that we are drawing from you, being steadfast and unmovable. Because it's so much in this life that can change you. It's so much. People giving you scripts to say, or people telling you got to wear your hair this type of way, you got to wear these type of clothes. You just letting us know that we can walk in our purpose and not be conditioned by outside forces and still be successful. So, you just been an eye-opener for me, even in my motivational moment.
Well, thank you so much. And I do apologize that we got the time mixed up, Courtney, but just we'll talk after the show, and you can let me know. We can set it up again for you to come on, and I do want you to finish. I do want you to have your full moment so that other people can understand your journey and the difference that you made in my life, because I have to give credit where credit is due, and you have helped motivate me to tell me to keep going and not stop. So we will continue this. Like I said, just let me know when we can finish it, and we will. And to everyone that tuned in and that will watch it later, I do appreciate it. And I'll see you all next week at the same time of 10 a.m. on In My Own Words with Kimberly, ImReal. Have a blessed remainder of your week.